Good morning, class 8. Today I will continue the same chapter, that is useful microorganism. But today's topic is useful fungi, and then I will continue about the useful animals. So today if we will study about the useful fungi, then children see here. As all of you know that we are using fungus or fungi in our food. Everyone wants to eat that mushroom and morels. Morels if you are not eating, but mushrooms most of the children are loving it. So mushroom is a fungi. So these are the materials which we are used as food. Then delicious vegetable, all are mostly, if they are useful, that means if they are used, then they are also used as a food. Maybe not in India, but other areas they are using as food. Next one, yeast. I think children, everyone you know about the yeast. Yeast we are using in the process of fermentation. Fermentation. If we are making dosa, idli, dhokla, even jalebi also, they are using some yeast, or if they are having time, then they are keep it for few hours. Then automatically yeast will ferment it, that sugar solution or the solution of carbohydrate, and they become fluffy. Then fermentation of like dough by which you are making bhatura, this is also, or it also needs fermentation. Then some yeast are using in microbial farming. Farming means cultivation. Microbial means small insects. That means yeast is using, or not yeast, maybe children, yeast are using in the farming also, act as an, because they have unicellular structure, so they are used as the microbial farming. Then next one, they are also help in the formation of vitamin B. Fungi are also used. Then third one, they are used as the anti-cancer, because they have some fungi name is clavicin. Clavicin is a fungi which have anti-cancer property or character. Then penicillium. Penicillium notatum is a fungi by which we can, that means scientists are preparing the antibiotics, and some are used in the formation of cheese also. So these are the uses of penicillium. Some different type of penicillium is used in cheese, and penicillium notatum is used in the form of medicine, that is antibiotic. Then some fungi, or which are mostly fungi are saprophytic. So which are saprophytic fungi, they act as scavenger. Scavenger means they are dependent on dead and decaying matter. So each and every time they feed on themselves, and then they can destroy it properly. So this is the fungi acts as scavenger. Then citric acid, gluconic acid, oxalic acid, all these can be prepared by the fermentation, and fermentation process will be taken place or takes place with the help of yeast. So these are the usefulness of fungi. In the before or the previous video, I told you that aspergillus, they have spores, they are also help in the fermentation of materials. So aspergillus is there and penicillium is there. All these are also used in the fermentation. to prepare all these acids. So conclusion is that these are the microorganisms, but they are very useful to mankind. Maybe it is bacteria, maybe it is fungi, maybe it is algae, anything. If these are not suitable for our body, then they are the harmful. So in this chapter, we will study about the usefulness of these microorganisms. Now children, next topic is useful animals. Animals, as the name suggests, animals means which are the multicellular, bigger in size, we can see with our naked eyes, and most of the animals are mammals. Afterwards we will study about the small animals, yet they are not mammals, that means they cannot walk, cannot move with their 4 foots. 4-footed animal, they are not 4-footed animal, yet they are important for us. Just today I want to give you one example, like earthworm. Earthworm is also known as farmer's friend. So earthworm is a creeping animal. They have no legs, no feet, but they can walk and they are very useful to the farmers. So in this way, today we will study about the 4-footed animals, that is mammal. First type of animal today I will go for the discussion, that is milk yielding animal. So if the mammal which are useful for the milk or giving us milk, so they are termed as milk yielding animals. Second one, some animals, they are also mammal, are used as to give us meat and egg. So meat and egg yielding animals. Third quality, animals for those animals, yet they are 4-footed, is mammal only, but we are using them to take out wool like sheep, then leather just like camel, buffalo, all these. So some animals for wool and leather, etc. Next category, drought animals. Drought animals, that means those who can live or can survive where there is less amount of water, and yet they can survive there and they can help to the animal, that means mammal or human beings. So drought animals like horse, camel, mule, etc. Then others. Among the others, here we will consider about the small insects or small animals which are also helpful for our life. Here I have written here, just like honey, silk, all this. So 5 types of animals are there which can give us or provide us to different types of things for us or for our mankind. Now first type, milk yielding animals. If we will go for the milk yielding animals, so first and foremost we have in our mind, that is cows and buffaloes. So these are the main animals or main milk yielding animals. So all of you know the cow's milk is more or having more protein or having good qualities rather than the buffalo's milk, because buffalo's milk is having more fat rather than the cow's milk. If from the childhood a child will get more fat in his or her body, so it will go to the brain tissue, so brain can't develop properly, or you can say brain can't develop in a proper way or in a proper manner, so child can't get good brain. That's why from the very beginning mothers are asking for the cow's milk for their babies. So milk producing animals are, in one name, they are as cattle, as cows, buffaloes, goat, camel, whatever. Milk producing animals are also known as milk, milk milk, or milk, milch, milk animals. So among these, buffalo's milk is having more fat than the cows. Buffaloes are the major source of milk in our country because due to the excess fat in it, they can use it along with the water and make it more, and it is more or sufficiently they can use it. Now here among the others you can add the bullocks also. They are also four-footed animal and they are also helping to draw the carts with their strength. So bullocks are also useful animal. Then these bullocks are also helpful in agriculture. Yet nowadays it is with the machine. But from the very beginning bullocks were very useful for the agriculture purpose. Then another thing, that is gobar gas. So dung of all type of animals, four-footed animals, we will use to prepare the gobar gas in a gobar gas plant with the help of bacteria, and it can use to create the high amount of energy, and it goes to the company, you can say, that means factories where they need high temperature. So this gobar gas also can be used by them, because these are the material by which we can collect or by which we can extract the heat. So children, first we will study about the breeds of cows. So breeds of cows, if I think everyone you have seen the small roses which we are known as ye desi gulab hai. Is it? Desi means from our country. So first and foremost, the desi breed, it is indigenous breed which we can get in our country. So these are the desi breeds, indigenous breed. Just suppose Gir, Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, etc. Then which are exported from the other country. So they are known as exotic breed. Exotic breeds are brown, Swiss, Jersey, and all these are the exotic breeds. So these are the breeds which we can collect it from the other countries. And then there is the crossbreed. Crossbreed means there is the crossing between indigenous and exotic breeds. So after matting from these two, we will get the third type, that is crossbreeds, and due to which we do not export from it from the outside country, and in our country we can get more amount of milk with the help of crossbreed animals. So we can produce it in our country just like the indigenous breed, but they are the crossbreeds, so they have the characters of the exotic breed also. So these are the example of crossbreed: Karan, Swiss, Friswal, all these. So these are the crossbreeds of cows. Now buffalo also have the same function. So now we will discuss about the buffaloes, breeds of buffaloes. Here it is also the same, that is indigenous, exotic and crossbreed. Murrah is the name of the buffalo. This is quite indigenous because we can get it in Haryana, Punjab, in that state, and they give the milk near about 2000 liters per lactation. माना जब or when we will lactate the milk, then it will give the 2000 liters. Then next one, Mehsana. Mehsana is also the breed, yet it is indigenous, but it is not found in the Punjab and Haryana. They are found in Gujarat. So you know that Amul Butter company is in Gujarat. So these are having the ranges from 1200 to 2500 liters of milk per lactation. Then third one, Sooty. It is found in the few or very less districts of Gujarat, and it yields or it gives 1500 liters of milk per lactation. So among these three, according to the amount of milk, Mehsana is very useful for the milkman, and these are also very useful, Murrah also, because Punjab is also having the milk dairy farm. There is also very good amount of milk they can get, and even you also can understand that Punjabis or the people of Punjab, they are very fond of lassi and whatever about the milk items. So now children, after that, now today, after the breeds of cows and buffaloes, now we have to think about the management of these animals. How we can keep them very properly so that these animals give us milk in a good amount and we can consume it or we can sell it for our survival. So first and foremost, as you are living in a house, to avoid all the atmospheric pressure or atmospheric effect, so they are also can get the atmospheric effect on them, so they need one shelter. So cows and buffaloes, they are also feeling cold, they are also feeling heat, they are also feeling rain. So to avoid all these things, they need shelter to stay there. Second thing, animals, as we are taking bath each and every day, so neatness and clean body also they are asking to give the proper amount of milk to you or any milkman. So their shelter will be clean and well ventilated. Then their shed should be covered properly. It is not that as you are standing under the tree while raining, should not be like that. It is properly protected. Then it should be airy, then it is ventilated, and then they should get proper amount of drinking water. As we are using drinking water, they also should get it. Then shelter, as your home protects you from the other enemies, so cows and buffaloes shelter also should be like that. No predators can enter inside it. or no animal can make them any harm. Now these are the characteristics about the shelter. How we will keep it. Then how we will feed them. Whatever they are using, it should be beneficial for their production of milk. So children, see, we are using for their feeding two different types of things. This is must. One is roughage and second is concentration. Roughage, as the name suggests, as we are eating also the roughage, that is green vegetable, to clean our bowels or to clean our stomach or intestine, so they are also asking for the roughage. That means we should give some roughage in their food. So it is very much or full of fiber content. Roughages are full of fiber content, just like fodder, straw, all these things. Then next one, concentration. Concentration should be full of nutrient. So they should be full of nutrient, just like bajra, jowar, rice, gram, wheat bran, husk, oil seed, etc., due to which they can get some nutrient in their body, so they can provide us milk very easily. So according to the management, first thing, we need some proper shelter. Second thing, for food, that is roughage and concentration. So for today children, it is over. God bless you. Please, okay. जाओ,